Hi there, this is Jill. Yesterday I put up an easy balance lesson, a balance test that you could try out, and I was wondering how I could engage you to be interested in improving your balance at an earlier age. Sometimes I have people who come to see me who haven't had fractures, they haven't got a neurological problem, they just spend a lot of time sitting at the desk, and I guess that can be people in their 40s. It can be people who are just 40 years old and they come in because perhaps they seem to have had some sort of glitch, something's gone wrong, and they decide that they need to go and get some advice, so they come to me and I ask them to do what we were doing the other day, which is a really simple standing on one leg test, and they can't do it. And it's interesting because what I observe is the way that people almost then start to give excuses and say, well, I've always had bad balance, or Mum, I'm always tripping over, or it's just the way I am. And I think to myself, well, you know, I guess when you were a child and you learned how to stand and walk and climb and run and jump, I wonder if there's anything there in the background that means that you were like that when you were little. And I ask them and they say, well, no. And so unless there's some sort of neurological problem that's recently started, and it can be that with some of the issues to do with brain and nervous system, there can be changes in the way that the messages get through, but a lot of people just don't have good balance for the simple reason that they don't do anything that challenges their system. They actually just sit in the desk. So one of the things that you could do for yourself is actually just to be curious. Just be curious for a day and actually just say to yourself, so what do I do during the day that actually gets me to stand and balance on one leg like this? How often do I do it on another leg? How often do I say just, you know, just for what's going on, you know, just throw something from hand to hand while looking around, etc. May not be ever. So this brings me to the word for today that I'm going to be putting up, and this is a word that's absolutely embedded within the movement liberation work that I train, and it's this word, and I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to come a bit closer. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see that word? That word is fun. Having fun. The slogan for my practice and my business is feel better, move better, enjoy life more, and have fun. Because having fun is something that, it might be that when you think about your day, everything is pretty much serious, and it's okay to be serious if you happen to be working in a prison, or you happen to have children with learning disabilities, or some carer role that you have to fulfill, or some very important role that you've got to fulfill. It might be you're in the forces or whatever. But actually just having a bit of fun, bringing a little bit of play in, just a little bit of exploring, playing, etc. This is going to have a big impact on your balance. It's going to have a big impact on your mental balance, because it's going to allow you to just change the way that your brain and your nervous system is working. We know that the limbic system, which is the sort of old brain part, that limbic system it's highly associated with emotion. That's why we do things like mindfulness, meditation, all of these different relaxation techniques, etc. Part of that comes into the body sensing and movement awareness work that I train. But having a bit of a laugh, it has a huge impact on the way you move your diaphragm. That as and of itself, self-care can have a huge impact on a chemical which is called oxytocin in your system. So this is huge, this is huge. So having some fun is important. Don't think that there's any movement work that you do has got to be serious. It's not going to be serious. You've not got to stand there looking serious when you do it. Have a bit of fun. For example, we did these tests the other day. Just have a bit of fun. If you find that, here we go, let's use the redondo ball. If you find that you can just about manage to stand and balance for, I don't know, a fraction of a second, and you think, gosh, that's dreadful. Instead of thinking, oh gosh, that's dreadful, just think, okay, well let's just practice it a few times. Let's just see if I can relax when I do it. And let's just notice if I can do it when I'm moving something from one hand to the other. Just play with it. Just play with it, because I can guarantee that if your system is working pretty well, if you've had an injury, etc., once you can overcome the fear of actually putting some weight through your leg and using it, etc., you will open up patterns and pathways in your brain that will enable you to stand and balance in a different way. So the word for today, and the word I'd like you to think about when it comes to any sort of balance work, is fun, play, relaxation, enjoyment. Smile when you do it. Have a chuckle. If you lose your balance a little bit, just have a laugh. It doesn't matter, all right? So, as I say, the word for today is fun, a really important word. So let's have fun with our movement. Take care. See you again soon.